Welcome to Invictus Porsche. This video is about why you should consider buying a Porsche 911 with Sports Chrono Plus pack. Could be a Sports Chrono. The Plus is just basically the watch. The Chrono Sports pack, you get a button here that says Sport. But with the Plus package, that's when the Chrono, the stopwatch comes into play, which in combination is then called a Sports Chrono Plus package. What you get by pressing that button is an improved throttle response, which gives you a more intense power delivery, although the final power output remains unchanged. Furthermore, traction control is less invasive. If it has PASM, which this has, which is the Porsche Active Suspension Management System, you get firmer dampening. So with PASM, your car automatically comes in 10 millimeters lower than a standard car that doesn't have PASM. Furthermore, with Chrono, a 997 is 3 seconds a lap faster round the Nürburgring. Additionally, on the turbo models, you get up to 10-second increase in torque by increasing the boost pressure by 20%. As you get with Chrono, not a lot of people know that, and I actually didn't know this up until just a couple of minutes ago. With a Chrono, you can actually allocate up to 3 keys for your own personal settings, and that basically controls a couple of things. Fade out times for the lights, whether the wipers operate manually or automatically, whether or not the rear wipers operate when reverse gear is selected, automatic door locking and climate control settings. That's quite unique. I really didn't know that it did all these things, and I think that's a bit of a bonus, having the Chrono package and being able to get those small little changes that one can fit to their requirement, as opposed to when it's their other half or their brother or their sister driving the car from time to time. Exterior of any 911 to me is as important as the interior. What makes the exterior on this really good and really nice is the midnight blue metallic. This is by far my favorite color. This is by far the color that very few people expect to have. It's also got the 19-inch lobster claw alloys, and it's got xenon headlights. This rear wiper, which is a bit of an extra detail, was also actually an optional, but you could actually option to delete it. To me, what makes a 911 is this classic design. It's timeless, it's unique, it's something that has stayed the same from 1963. And you can't say this about many cars, to basically tell yourself that I own a car that's not just gone through a process of a revolution, but bought a car that it's evolved over so many years that whether you drive a car from 1963 or a car from 2006, or from 2007 as this is, to say that these cars have something in common. And this is what makes a 911 and a 911. And to me, one of my biggest things that I love about a 911 that nobody could take away from basically what a 911 is about is the fact that I've got 2 rear seats. I've got nieces, nephews. I'm one of 8 siblings. From time to time, we might have one of my siblings jump in at the back of the car to go down and have a 40-minute or a 50-minute journey. I mean, for an adult, it's not the most comfortable place to sit in, but all these things that I've just mentioned is what makes a 911 unique to me. It's got the tips of a Porsche sports exhaust, but although it doesn't have the PSC system, it doesn't have the PSC buttons, but it sounds as good as if it had a PSC, if not better than if it had a PSC. What makes a 911 unique is the engine's at the back. What I mean that the engine is at the back is just behind the rear axle. I think there's a lot that we have talked about that this car has that not many 911s do. But believe it or not, and that's for you to decide, this is my favorite 911. This is my dream 911. And I'm that much close to never wanting to sell it. Hence the price. To the bit where it's really fun is we're going to press that sports button and engage chrono. I'm not a big fan of PASM because it's great on a track, but on a road like this, you can feel every little bump in the road surface. For that, I'll press PASM and I'll disconnect PASM because I don't want it on stiffened dampers. But what I want is this response. This is what a 911 is all about, being able to drive it and hear that engine growl, you know, that fascinating sound, and this well-handled machine. You know, you don't get that in any other car, but in a 911, and it's something that I've always aspired to have. It's something that I dreamed of owning one day, and being able to work at Invictus, it's a dream to be able to drive this and to present it and to spend time with customers. This has a brand new clutch, and the rate the gear changes. Whoa. Just beautiful. Nice clutch in here. I mean, the response is just perfect. This is what a 911 is about, you know, something that at the same time as driving great and feeling great, something that just is maintained properly as well. You know, you don't get that in your everyday cars. I mean, you get people that just go from car to car without having any respect for it. This in total has 8 stamps in the service book. 2 of them are from Porsche directly, and the remaining 8 were all from a Porsche specialist. This car means a lot to me in terms of what it represents from the perspective of what a 911 is, but it's got something unique, and it's a story I would like to share with you. The story on this 911 is the man that sold us this 911, his son passed away exactly 3 years ago due to a road traffic situation, and he bought this 911 in his memory. His son had a 911 which unfortunately, due to his financial circumstance at the time, a few years back, had to sell. So when Phil's son passed away, in his memory, to remember him and to think of him, he bought a 911. And this 911 has had no expense spared. New clutch, brand new pads, brand new discs, you know, the clamps, the exhaust clamp, the exhaust gasket seals, all of them have been renewed. And it's a much cherished car. He spent a long time wanting the best spec Porsche 911, and this is what this car is. In total, it has 7 owners. There's nothing wrong with having a high number of owners in a Porsche, because it would have had 7 PDIs, 7 people cherishing a car like that, 7 people detailing it, servicing it, looking after it, and treating it as if this was their pride and joy. And this is what you get with this 911. It's been somebody's pride and joy 7 times. No bodywork has ever been done on this car. The alloys are in absolutely perfect and mint condition. The bodywork and the interior, I mean, everything about it is just right, it's just perfect. And because of this reason, I don't want to sell it. And I would be very sad to see this go. But should it sell at the price that we've put it up for, what can I say? I'll move on and I'll live another day. But until that day, I'd like to have this as part of my forecourt for as long as possible, so that when the sun is shining, I can take it out to a camping site. And when the sun is shining, I can take it out to a holiday in the south of France. And hopefully I get to keep that up until that day, so that not only that the sun is shining, but also that I don't have to worry about lockdown anymore, and that I can book a holiday with absolute peace of mind. It isn't just about me talking about a 911 or the Sports Chrono Plus pack or sharing our passion. Behind me is basically, you know, a small little place where a family comes by once a month to leave some flowers, or, you know, to leave something in memory of a person that died because of a motorbike accident around this dangerous bend. And I didn't plan to be here to present this car because of the connection between that young man that passed away because of the road accident on the motorbike, or the comparisons between Phil's son. It was just a complete coincidence. I pulled up because the scenery here is beautiful, the car is beautiful, and I think everything that I've learned about Phil, about his son, about why he bought that car, and about where I am, it's the energy all of this has that makes this unique, that makes this Porsche 911 so special. And it will be a sad day to see it leave, because it's a car with a lot of heritage. It's a car with history. And this is what a 911 is all about. Heritage, history, and what it means to people from so many perspectives. So thank you for your time, and it's an emotional story which touched me, and I'm an emotional person, and I hope Phil will enjoy watching this video and be able to remember this car for a long time to come. And he's always welcome at our business should he ever want to borrow a 911 whenever he wants.